Hey guys, hope everything's going well. Hope you didn't have too much storm damage. Today is our third day in the book of Colossians. We're going to read a little bit more about Paul. He's under house arrest and he's writing these things while he's under house arrest, and we kind of feel like we're under house arrest, so we're going to see how Paul responds in his letter to the Colossians. So let's go ahead and keep reading. He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For by him all things were created in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things were created through him and for him. And he is before all things, and in him all things hold together. And he is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in everything he might be preeminent. For in him all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell, and through him to reconcile to himself all things, whether on earth or in heaven, making peace by the blood of his cross. So here Paul is talking about Jesus and who he is and the mysteriousness of it. And he wants the Colossians to understand that Christianity is not just another religion. It's not just another set of moral codes and how to be good or even just how to get to heaven. It's about following a person. And this person is not just a normal person, not just another guy. He is the firstborn of creation. He's God. He says that in verse 15, he is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. And then it goes into talk about how all things were created through him and this and that. And basically what he's trying to get at is Jesus is the exact image of God. And the more we come to understand and see Jesus, the more we understand God and the more we're able to follow him. I've heard it put this way. It's like you're sitting in a room and you know someone is in the next room over, but you can't see them. But if there's a mirror out in the hall, you might be able to see the mirror image of that person. And kind of that's what we're saying when we're saying that Jesus is God. He's like the image of the invisible God. But he's more than that. He's more than just an image of God. He's also a human, and he comes to earth, and he is the head of the body, which is the church, the beginning, the firstborn from the dead. He's the first fruits of the resurrection, which means he's the first to come back from the dead, or to continue to live and to not die like we want to be. He's fully human, fully God, and it says at the end that he and through him to reconcile himself all things, whether on earth or in heaven, making peace by the blood of the cross. And so basically Jesus, in the person of Jesus, who we follow as our teacher, as our leader, we have the idea of heaven and earth meeting and coming together and giving us this new open relationship with God, where we have unprecedented contact with God in our relationship with him. And so we follow a risen Savior, somebody that rose from the dead, and it changes us and changes our life. And we've seen him talking about this idea of Thanksgiving last time, and I think what he's trying to get at is the more we understand Christ, the more we understand who he is and what he did in this blood on this cross, the easier it is for that gratefulness to come out in our everyday life and to change our life and to change us forever. So, all right, we'll pick up there tomorrow. See you guys.